Are we
streets
ready?
sounding exquisite.
All right.
Oh shit, we back again. What's up, what's happening? Come to the party and bring a friend. Fuck it, I'm bringing 10. Ooh, tryna chat a 10. Big boy tryna chat a 10. She said I was catchy. I said, so tap him in.
Touchdown.
Double cup, wow.
Oh yeah. You know what
Are
it
we
is. We're
Are we
in.
ready? Oh, fuck
We're
it.
in.
Fuck it.
It's your boy Riley Puddin Peters. With me as always, I have the doctor, defensive backs quality control coach Preston Rowe. It's the Trash Talk Tailgate. And today we've got the Friday night options, the Trash Talk Tailgate prediction show for a weekend of football ahead that's going to look pretty good.
I'm excited, dude.
Absolutely, brothers. But before we get to the predictions, let's talk about some stuff that's already happened. And first and foremost, in the land of football news that we have yet to get to cover in person, Dr. Preston, look at the scoreboard in front of you. The Washington Commanders, we pulled off a beautiful victory against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bungles, as they might be known, as they're sitting at 0-3 at this point.
True.
And the Commanders, 2-1, going into this week's game against Arizona. The lead in the NFC East. A sentence that no one thought they'd say this early in the season. It's crazy. The first game since 1940 without a punt or a turnover.
That stat is ridiculous.
That stat is crazy. That's one of the craziest things since 1940, since before World War II. Like,
So 83 years?
yeah.
84 years? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
mean, just incredibly consistent game from the Washington Commanders. And I think that's the thing for me that I'm loving. Last week, or the week previous to this Monday night game, we have, of course, what I will always call the 7-draw beauty. 7 field goals for the win against the Giants. And
yeah.
the thing about that, obviously, you want to score touchdowns, but you take winning in any form. But the
Sure.
big thing is no punts, really. Like,
No.
sustained drives the whole game. That's awesome. That's what you want. And the thing that we get in this game against what, most people would agree is, at least an on par, if not a little better defense than what we faced against the Giants, we got it done.
Yeah.
Like, this week we got it done.
I mean, dude, like we said it last week. The Giants, the Commanders, they need to score touchdowns, and they definitely got into the red zone and they scored touchdowns instead of kicked field goals. And
Yeah.
that was huge.
Yeah. And I think, definitely on the back of some big plays, Austin Eckler, 24-yard touchdown. That was a big play for me. Obviously, any touchdown's a big play, but the 24-yarder there, that was a nice explosive touchdown. That was our second touchdown. You have the Terry McLaurin, 70-yard bomb, whatever it was, big bomb.
Yeah.
55-yard bomb. Luke McCaffrey showed up. He had some good plays in the game.
Yep.
Zach Ertz continues to be a end-of-the-game menace, just help keeping us getting first downs when the situation really matters. Seems like he's always there. He's always, if it's 3rd and 4, 2nd and 6, something like that, mid-range game, it seems like Zach Ertz is always the guy. He's always there, the reliable tight end. And then, of course, Jane Daniels, the man himself, the rookie. There's a lot. This coaching staff has a lot riding on it for the Commanders, I feel. Like, all of the guys that are kind of involved in this right now. Like, Dan Quinn, obviously, he's kind of got a reputation coming in this. He's the architect of the 28-3 comeback on the flip end of the losing 28-3.
Yes.
And, Cliff Kingsbury, the OC, he is kind of had not a great, past couple of years out with Arizona. So
Yeah.
both these guys need success here in Washington.
True.
And I think it just feels like we're doing it right, man. We're relying on the run game, building up that line. It's nice.
And this, Riley, their success is going to be tied to how well Jaden Daniels plays.
Yeah.
Like, that's their guy. Like, they have hitched their wagon to Jaden Daniels.
For sure. I mean, I like it so far. I like that our offense has been simple.
Sure.
I think there's something, that's a mark that's been against Cliff Kingsbury in the past is that sometimes he gets a little convoluted. And I think with the rookie quarterback and with the duo, now unfortunately coming into the Arizona game, we won't have Austin Eckler, so the backfield potential does step down a little bit. Jeremy McNichols, though, I do have some faith in him as a replacement back in that spot. And I think we'll continue to running back by committee, but really rely on Brian Robinson Jr., B-Rob, many men himself, who's an absolute monster. And it's just nice watching us use simple but effective running to set up simple but effective passing.
Sure.
It's so refreshing, dude. So refreshing.
And also, Riley, this. Your offensive line has not been the best the last few years.
Yep.
And a great way to take pressure off of pass protection is to run the football. Because in the defense, they have to account for the run game. They can't just tee off the edge and go get your quarterback. Because then, that'll leave, gaping holes, in the run blocking. So it's
gaping holes.
Yeah, dude, gaping holes. You called this, dude. Like, I did not believe it. I thought the Commanders would be better, but I didn't think they could go into Cincinnati and get this win. I thought this was going to be a get-right game for the Bengals. The Bengals didn't play bad. Their defense just, their offense was clicking for the most part. It's just their defense seems to have really taken a step back. They lose, their starting safety to free agency, Jesse Bates. He's now with the Falcons balling out. They haven't looked as good defensively. And I mean, Riley, I think a key stat for you was you only gave up 2 sacks.
Yeah.
This was an offensive line that I did not trust coming into the year. And the fact that you only gave up 2 sacks, you'll take that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, last year we were giving up, I think, if you add it up, it's something like 5 a game.
Yeah, dude.
Which is crazy. That's a ridiculous stat.
It's a ridiculous stat.
And it's good to see that be like 2 is all right, especially if you consider how long of a drive that we were having, how many plays we ran, and the fact that if you take that into account, 2 sacks is such a minimal. Like last year we would have 5 sacks a game, and also we didn't run that many plays. It's 2 sacks. And we were sustaining long drives, no punts, all touchdowns, or a couple field goals, but scoring touchdowns, scoring points. That is, I will take it. I will take it.
I mean,
it's going to happen. You're playing against some of the best players in the world in the NFL, on any team, in every team. And so, you're going to take lumps like that. 2 sacks, that's a great day.
Especially considering the fact that, I kind of clowned you guys in the offseason for hiring the one offensive line coach that coached the offensive line that gave up even more sacks than the Commanders over the last 2 years from the New York Giants. And, I mean, your offensive line, I'm not going to say it's great, but, it's playing a lot better.
We're controlling games. That is a fact. Our offensive line is able to control a game so far.
Dude, I mean, I kind of joked about this before we started. Like, dude, Jaden Daniels looks like he might be able to win Rookie of the Year. He's playing that well.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
I know you don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say too much. But I will say, if we keep going the rate that we're going, it probably because it's simple offense. He's so versatile. He can throw that deep ball. I mean, that shot to McLaurin was beautiful.
Dude, he put that ball right where only McLaurin could get it. And then the touchdown in the corner of the end zone.
Yep. Yeah.
To Scary Terry. Like, I mean, dude, like he is dropping dimes where only his receivers can catch it.
And this is a big stat. Follow me on this.
Yeah.
21 for 23 passing.
He's efficient, dude.
21 for 23. It's very efficient. And you gotta like a guy that takes care of the ball for one.
Mm-hmm.
He can run it. You can't pin him in because if you try to pin him in too hard, he'll cut one on you, and it's dangerous. But also just efficiency, man. It's so good to see simple offense turning into good passing, and and we can. It's also nice that we can go empty,
Mm-hmm.
Like we can hit empty on people. I mean, there's the big highlight everyone was talking about with Jaden Daniels being like, "Let's go for it." Like it's 4th down, it's like 4th and 4. He's like, "Let's go for it." And they spread empty on 4th and 4, and we get it, and it was easy. Good, nice, easy pass and catch. That's the stuff you like to see.
That's always a quarterback's best friend is when you have an offense that is simple. Like, it's just simple reads. Like if the defense does this, if they line up in this alignment, we're going to go here. Like you just instantly know where you're going with the ball.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's what the Commanders have with Jaden Daniels. Like it looks simple. Like it looks easy. I don't want to say it looks easy, but it does kind of look easy.
That's what you want it to look like, honestly.
Yeah, dude.
There's no disrespect in saying that an offense looks easy because that's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's enough. That's enough glazing. Let's take a look at the rest of the NFC East. Wah, 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 wah.
This was honestly, I know the Cowboys won the game, but neither of these teams looked good.
No.
Like, I mean, the Cowboys almost lost to the Giants. And I think everyone who listens, they know how I feel about the Giants. Like, the Giants are, to me, a poverty franchise over the last few years. I mean, this stat blew my mind, Riley. The Giants, they ran the ball 24 times for 26 yards, 1.1 yards a carry. Typically, whenever you can't run the ball at all, the other team should blow you out when your quarterback is Daniel Jones. And the Cowboys failed to do that. They were in a dogfight the entire game. Quick
update. We got a live view of both organizations.
That's great, dude. Oh.
All right, anyways, back to it.
I mean, Jared, I don't know, dude. I guess I'll never understand it. So, both of these teams, they only have one offensive weapon that really scares you and terrifies you. For the Cowboys, it's
Ezekiel Elliott.
For the Cowboys, it's CeeDee Lamb, and for the Giants, it's Malik Neighbors. And I guess as a defensive guy, as a defensive coach, I will never understand, how do you let the one guy that you know cannot beat you constantly? Because both of these teams did that. Both
Yeah,
of the,
I can't wait till Malik Neighbors is on a good team next year.
I mean, he's a rookie. He can't go anywhere for a few years, but
That's not true. There's ways out. There's plenty of ways out. We've seen it.
I mean,
We've
it's
seen it
true.
before. You can not show
I-
up to practice until they trade you. That's how the NFL
true.
works.
That is true. This is true. I mean, dude, Daniel Jones. I know the stats are gonna look, okay, 29 to 40 for 281 yards and 0 touchdowns and interceptions. Malik Neighbors is the only reason that Daniel Jones looked good.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, and he was constantly underthrowing this man. Like, this man was getting open. He was beating his man. And Daniel Jones just would underthrow him. And he did get Malik Neighbors hurt.
Yeah,
At the end of the game,
we got a name for those kind of throws.
hospital balls.
Hospital balls.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
Yeah, no, Malik Neighbors is inevitable.
he is.
I mean,
He's
he's a
a
very
beast.
talented guy, and
He's a beast.
his production on this team just proves how good he is.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Daniel Jones and his neck continue to not see the thing. I don't know, man. All that neck, but no head on them shoulders. It's crazy. Malik Neighbors, though, yeah, very talented. Slayton with only a couple catches. I mean, it was like, 18.7 average on 3 catches. He had some big ones as well.
Yeah.
They're just, they've got some play production, and that is, good enough sometimes. But absolutely no finish. Absolutely no finish.
Riley, we I don't think we really got a chance to do it. But when the Hard Knocks with the offseason with the Giants came out, I was very, very critical of their front office and their GM. And I was,
That's putting it very lightly.
yeah.
That's putting it extremely lightly.
I was very vocal about how I thought the Giants were just actively, outing themselves as a clown franchise and as a poverty franchise that, is unserious about, football.
Should we do another poverty franchise unit on the New York Giants? Let us know.
Oh, dude, 100% we should. So Joe Shane, their GM, he was kind of like the star of Hard Knocks because it followed him and the front office around and watched as they just made terrible decision after terrible decision. I'm just thinking about this, Riley.
Yeah.
So I looked this up this morning. Joe Shane, he got there in 2021. And going into the 2021 season, the Giants had one star playmaker. Like, they had one playmaker on offense. And that was obviously Saquon.
Right?
Yeah, dude. And their offensive line was dog shit. And their defense wasn't very good. And now, 3 years later, it's now 2024.
And
they're in the exact same spot.
They've got one offense, one weapon, a dog shit offensive line, and an defense.
Yes. But now, because they have Malik Neighbors, obviously Malik Neighbors is going to be a stud. They have no offensive line. Dude, they ran the ball 24 times for 26 yards. Yep. Do you know how inept you have to be to do that? And then, obviously they have Dexter Lawrence. They traded for Brian Burns. Brian Burns from the Panthers gave them no pressure last night. He has not been producing at all. They traded prominent draft capital for him. And they have absolutely nothing to show for it.
It is true.
It's a dog shit organization. It's not, they're not serious about football decisions. They don't know what they're doing. And the fact that the Cowboys struggled with this team I don't think either of these teams are very good. I really don't. So, yeah. You got anything else to say, Riley?
No, that's about it. Man, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
Dude,
All
the
right.
Commanders first place in the NFC East, dude.
That is true, man.
Congratulations.
First place. Dude, listen. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Let's move on to the slate of games that we have this weekend in college football. That's where we're gonna start.
Yes.
Starting with tonight, 2 games.
Oh.
Virginia Tech at number 7 Miami. Hard Rock. It's in Miami.
Don't do this to me.
I mean, listen, dude. I didn't do it to you. The schedule makers did it to you.
I know.
Y'all, I mean, this is a big test. This is a big test. Number 7 Miami, like they're number 7 for a reason. That's a pretty legit squad this year.
Yeah, they finally have a quarterback. You know, Cam Ward looks legit. Cam Ward looks like he's the front runner for the Heisman right now.
He's a calm, cool, collected man. That is a dangerous, dangerous pass thrower.
Did you see the highlight of him last week?
Yeah.
Where they were going for the quarterback sneak and he was pointing exactly where he was going to go with the ball.
Yeah, there was also the one where it's like 3rd down, 4th down, like, you know, crucial down in like medium distance, and like pass rush smokes his left tackle, and he just full in the pocket, steps up to avoid the pass rush, slings the screen pass, just cool as a cucumber. And I was like, yeah, no, that's pretty legit.
It's pretty legit, dude. You know,
but I will say,
yes,
and tonight I'm cheering for the Hokies. I gotta be honest.
I appreciate that
because I you know, as a Clemson fan, knocking off the other top team in the ACC is always a tempting idea in my head.
That's fair.
And with no loyalties, I want the underdog. And I don't know, man. Listen, y'all have some hype. It's not like your team's fucking bad. Just something's been going on, and there's nothing better than upsetting a team that y'all shouldn't even be in the ballpark with to get a team going.
That's true. I mean, so, you know, this is our first. The one thing I'll say is this is our first conference game. You know, we lost to Vandy and we lost to Rutgers, but we have not played in the ACC yet. So, you know, I'm not expecting us to win. You know, I think this is finally the year that it looks like Miami has their shit together, because they've always been talented.
Yeah.
They've just never been able to put it together.
Yeah, inconsistent coaching and consistent quarterback play. It seems like this year those two things have smoothed out. Or at least their quarterback play is at a level where the coaching inconsistencies don't have to show up.
That's true. You know, but I mean, Virginia Tech has been one of the biggest disappointments, I think, in all of college football, because we returned everybody from last year, and we've shit the bed twice.
Yeah.
Against teams that we, you know, credit to Vandy and Rutgers, but we were supposedly the better football team.
Better squad.
More experience coming back. And it's just, I don't know if it's coaching. I mean, I'm not a fan of our offensive coordinator, Tyler Bowen. I think he doesn't know what he's doing. Dude, story of my life is Virginia Tech fan. Just great defense, inept offense. Really, it's really sad. But, I mean...
Great, I know. I mean, listen,
I just
got to put it's a team that is not that far away from putting the pieces together. Like you said, when you have all those returning players, it's just, like, I don't know, man. You just feel like it's just probably 1 or 2 switches away from being a very potent team. You know, just like whatever it is, whatever switch needs to be flicked, it's only a couple that need it.
A lot of people don't know this, but, you know, Tech fans and Miami fans, they know this. Like, Virginia Tech and Miami, that is a real rivalry. Like, that goes back to the Big East days when we were both really, really good and competing for national championships. And it just, you know, and then they both entered the ACC in 2004. And this is, like, other than UVA, like, this is the game that I always want to win every year. And I know they feel the same way about us, you know, other than Florida State. this is the game that they want. Like, this is a real rivalry. And, I mean, got to go on the road. Not worried about their home field advantage because, it's Miami.
It's not that strong.
It's not that strong. But still, this is a really tough Miami team, and they look legit this year. So
Post-Hurricane Miami.
Yeah, the post-Hurricane Miami. Oh, no, that might be too soon. But,
I mean, yeah, it's pretty fresh.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
But I'm expecting Miami to win this game. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but
yeah, no, an upset would be sick. Let's just put it that way.
It would be. Yeah.
Moving on, we got Washington and Rutgers. This is a game no one cares about.
True.
And that's about the most I've got.
Dude, a classic Big Ten rivalry, Riley. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Nah, a traditional, old as it gets Big Ten rivalry. Yeah, Piscataway, New Jersey.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even know who's gonna win that. I don't even have a guess.
I think Rutgers. is good. Rutgers is a good team this year.
All right.
And Washington lost everyone.
They did
from their national
from their
national
coach to the players.
Yeah, dude, they lost everyone. Like, I don't think they're a very good team this year. But yeah, dude.
All right, let's get on to the
Big Ten rivalry.
Let's move on to the Saturday slate. What we're all here for.
Yes.
We'll run them down. If it's quick, If it's not. Let's go Kentucky number 6 Ole Miss. This is in Mississippi, Oxford to be specific. I mean, I'm going to take the home team, Ole Miss Rebels here. Kentucky is a team that in the past few years has been looking up, but this year it's just, I don't know. It's not the same.
I'm curious how, Kentucky, they're usually a very well-coached team. They're usually a very dangerous team in the SEC, but this Ole Miss team looks legit. With Jackson Dart, Trey Harris at receiver, like, they have been balling out. Ole Miss, their defense has been really, really good. Like, I know they really haven't played anyone. This is going to be their first real test because this is a good Kentucky football team.
Yeah.
I think Ole Miss wins this game.
All right. We got Minnesota at number 12, Michigan.
The Little Brown Jug. Let's go.
Yeah. The battle for the Little Brown Jug.
Yeah, dude.
God, I love college football rivalries. Anyway.
I know, dude. Let's see.
It's in the big house, so it's.
Yeah, Michigan. I mean, if you haven't watched our live stream on Michigan last week, go check that out. They ran for, damn near 300 yards, and they passed for 32, and they beat a good USC team. So I don't think Minnesota is nearly as good as USC, so I like Michigan to roll.
Absolutely. Run game in the big house. Offensive line's big. Minnesota has a funny accent just in general. I think I'm taking Michigan. All right.
Yeah.
Number 20, Oklahoma State versus number 23, Kansas State. Maybe a preview of the Pac State Conference? I don't know. The Super State.
Maybe.
Nah. But but this is another weird one. I mean, I think I'm going Oklahoma State.
I mean, Ollie Gordon is one of the best running backs in the country. He hasn't really produced like that this year. For some reason, Oklahoma State, they haven't looked that great. But Kansas State, they
They're reeling.
Avery Johnson, their quarterback, he hasn't been probably, what that coaching staff expected. He hasn't been playing that well.
Last week they got absolutely mollywopped by BYU.
Yeah, and I don't know, dude. I think I'm leaning Oklahoma State. Just trust. I trust Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy is one of the most underrated coaches in the country.
Yeah,
and he always gets his teams to buy in and to just win tough, hard-nosed football games, and especially because people are starting to count them out. Like I don't know, dude. I like Oklahoma State to go on the road and win.
For sure. No, I feel like Oklahoma State's a team that feels like their momentum is on the rise. Kansas State feels like they're definitely in a decline, especially after last week. So I got to go with Oklahoma State for sure. Speaking of Molly Wops, number 22 BYU at Baylor. I mean, last week BYU really impressive against Kansas State, like we were just talking about. They've got a lot of momentum. And that's a team that you don't want to have that kind of you don't want to be playing them when they have that kind of momentum, because Mormon and momentum are very similar words and they work really well together.
That's true.
I'm gonna go with the Cougars.
Dude. I think Baylor absolutely blew this game last week against Colorado. Where they gave up a Hail Mary to tie it. And then they fumbled the ball through the end zone to lose the game in overtime.
Fumbled it.
I think Dave Aranda, their head coach, is kind of a dead man walking. Like I think he's going to get fired at some point this year.
Hey, RG3 believes in him. Okay.
Okay.
He does. He put out a long Facebook post about it.
BYU. I like BYU.
All right. I mean, unfortunately. Sorry, Mr. Lee. Maryland versus Indiana. This is a game that no one really cares about. That's what I was saying. Sorry for. I mean, I'm just going with Maryland. I mean, Indiana's a 3-0 team right now.
Yes.
4-0.
Yes, dude. 4-0.
But the only, I guess, quality win. I mean, FIU. No, they weren't in Pitbull Stadium.
Yeah, dude.
But UCLA, they beat UCLA last week. They really put it on Charlotte. Kind of beat the crap out of UCLA too. I don't know. Maybe I'm going Indiana. I think I'm going Indiana. Never mind.
Yeah, dude. I trust. I mean, Riley, you know this. As a JMU guy, Kurt Signetti is a really, really, really good football coach.
Yes, he is.
And he's got Indiana looking, really good right now.
Let's go back.
And I don't trust Mike. I don't think Mike Loxley is that good of a coach at Maryland. So I like Indiana. Kurt
Signetti has allowed 30 points all season.
He's a really good coach, dude.
Very good coach. Very good coach.
Yes.
Like you said,
yes.
Did a great job down there in Harrisonburg at JMU.
Yes.
Good coach. Nebraska at Purdue. I'm going to go Nebraska.
The one thing I'll say is this is Dylan Raiola's first road test.
Yeah.
Like his first true road test, the true freshman stud, 5-star phenom.
Is it really a road Nebraska. Test?
I mean, yeah, it's Purdue. I think Nebraska wins this game fairly easily. Purdue, their two best players are playing for other schools, because they had all these transfers transfer out. Yeah. Nick Swarton, and Dion Burks, they're not a very good football team right now. I like Nebraska.
Yeah. I was about to say, you're saying road test. I don't think this is much of a test. You're right. It's on the road.
That's true.
I mean, I forgot. Yeah, one of the toughest places to play in America. Hold on, let me look. Ross Aid Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana. Nah, I can't even say it. Yeah. All right. Buffalo, UConn. Don't really care.
No.
I'm guessing Buffalo.
Yeah.
Boom. Random guess. Western Kentucky at Boston College. Probably going to take Boston College on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is kind of a fun one. Northern Illinois at NC State. Oh, man.
Dude.
I mean, I'm probably going to go NC State, but obviously Northern Illinois, that's the Notre Dame killer from previous.
Yes.
But that is kind of like the best performance of the season by far, so.
I think, I really like Dave Dorn, the NC State head coach, but dude, NC State, they don't look like the same team. They look like they were kind of ravaged by losing a bunch of NFL guys, especially on defense. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I kind of like Northern Illinois in this game. I think they go in and pull the upset.
All right. Let's go skip down. Ball State versus JMU. JMU.
JMU.
Yeah, I'm
JMU.
just going to
Yeah.
call that one out. I was just
Yeah.
saw that one. Had to talk about it. We talked about Kurt Signetti. Had to talk about
Yeah.
the guys themselves. Wisconsin at number 13 USC. Interesting
So
matchup here.
there is something interesting that came out this week from USC, Riley. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh.
Did you see that USC redshirted and basically benched their their most talented defensive player, Bear Alexander?
I saw something. I did see something about that. That is a very interesting turn of events.
So the reason they're saying is because he basically was just kind of coasting and, not putting in any effort in practice and in games. And Lincoln Riley cracked down. Like, apparently they're really practicing defense now at USC.
Oh, no.
So
They're actually practicing.
I know, dude. So I think USC.
They're up to 2 a week now.
Yeah, dude. Obviously it's Lincoln Riley. He's always going to have a great offense. But if they can figure out defense, they're legit dangerous. Like they could be a really, really, really good football team. I like USC, dude. I like the Trojans at home. I don't think Wisconsin's a very good football team right now.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna ride with you there. It's the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, the Rose Bowl, as some know. It's a good place to play. It's good home. It's good home field. Hard place to win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got number 15. Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville at number 16, Notre Dame. This is a big game. I mean, this is a matchup. I mean, this is a pretty fun matchup on paper.
It is.
You got Louisville, a team that's definitely, they're going to try to establish a dominant run game early. That's, trademark for them. Big offensive line versus Notre Dame, a team that's, obviously they got Riley Leonard, the Duke transfer.
Yeah.
Goofy Duke boy. And they're going to try to run it, but obviously that's a team that at the end of the day they want to use a lot of tight ends and really want to throw the ball. So it's going to be a pretty meshed matchup, I think. I'm going to go with Louisville. Just off the top of my head, I like the way that this Louisville team has played. And once again, I feel like number 15 versus number 16, right? And this is kind of how I like to think about it. Louisville at 15 is a positive unexpected for the program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Notre Dame at 16 is a negative unexpected for that program.
That's true. They lost to Northern Illinois.
Exactly. And with that being said, I think Louisville, once again, momentum is important. And I think that's a team that's, this season especially, let's go look at their schedule because I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying, they don't have that trademark win this season, but it's a team that is incredibly capable of getting it.
Yeah.
And I think Notre Dame this game is on Notre Dame's shoulders. They're going to have to win this game. I think Louisville is going to give it to them.
I agree with you. I honestly thought you were going to go Notre Dame in this game, but I agree with you. I think Louisville is going to go in there and win, and this is why. This is by far the best defense Louisville has played. Notre Dame's defense is legit. Like, they are an elite level defense.
Always.
But their offense, I don't trust their offense.
For sure.
And I don't
trust Riley Leonard.
Dude, like he's not a very consistent passer. He's a really good runner. Yeah. But he's not a very consistent passer.
He's a good playmaker.
He's a very good playmaker. But the other thing is, I don't trust Marcus Freeman. I don't trust Notre Dame's head coach. Like he has actively lost Notre Dame games that they should not lose. And I think Jeff Brom won games at Purdue. Like Jeff Brom is a really good offensive mind. I think Jeff Brom is going to scheme some stuff up to get guys wide open against this Notre Dame defense. And Tyler Show is probably one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the entire country for Louisville. And it's just, he's been playing really, really well. 850 yards, 8 touchdowns. I mean, as opposed to Riley Leonard, who was 587 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Like,
Yeah.
I
And let's not forget the big offensive line that will just line up and try to run the ball down your throat. I mean, 583 rush yards this season, like in 3 games.
Yeah.
You know, Louisville is a good team, man. This is a great program. Like you said, great coaching. They feel like they're being like. They feel like they are being coached into success, where it feels like Notre Dame is being coached to a bubble, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're a team that really wants to be in that 12-team college football playoff. And right now, I mean, they're 1 or 2 losses away from probably damn near statistically eliminating themselves.
Yeah. No. I mean, if they lose this game, it's probably done for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, like, this is a perfect opportunity for Louisville to get a statement, like, big time win on the road. I trust Louisville more. I trust their coaching staff more, and I
trust the game plan that they go with as well.
I agree.
All right.
Woo.
Number 21, Oklahoma at Auburn. War Eagle.
This is a sicko game if I've ever seen one. Like, the brands are there. They're big time brands.
Yeah, for sure.
But these 2 football teams are not very good football teams.
Yeah, like we talked about last week, man. Oklahoma, that's a solid defense with just absolutely no help on the other side of the ball. I mean, dude.
You know what's crazy, dude?
What?
Lincoln Riley seems to have figured out defense before Brett Venables has figured out offense.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, man. It didn't work against Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like Oklahoma is the slightly better team.
That's what I was going to say. Considering even though Oklahoma's offense doesn't give them any help, I think Auburn is the caliber opponent that their defense can't just beat them.
Yeah, Oklahoma, they're gonna, they benched their starting quarterback Jackson Dart, and they really like their backup. They really, Michael Hawkins, Jr. is their backup. He was 11 of 18 for 132 yards and a touchdown against Tennessee last week.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude. Auburn, the vibes just seem really off. I mean, Hugh Freeze is constantly blaming his players for losses that they should win. He's got former players that played for him calling him out on Twitter and ripping him. Like, dude, Auburn hired Hugh Freeze because he could beat Nick Saban when he was at Ole Miss. Yeah. And now Nick Saban is no longer coaching football. So this looks like a worse and worse hire every week. And I trust Brent Venables more than I trust Hugh Freeze at this point right now. So I like Oklahoma.
All right. Arkansas at 24, Texas A&M. This one's in AT&T Stadium, not Kyle Field.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like honestly, I'm gonna go Arkansas.
Okay.
The crazy pig. Listen, dude.
The crazy pig.
The Pigs, though. Really, their only loss is the number 16 Oklahoma State in a very close game.
Yeah.
This is not a bad squad by any means. I mean, this is they're just one of the middling teams of the SEC, so they don't get a lot of love and a respect because they play very hard schedules. And the thing about Texas A&M is, their loss was to Notre Dame week 1, another close game, but last week barely beat Bowling Green.
Hey,
week
dude,
before
Bowling
that-
Green almost upset Penn State, so put some respect on Bowling Green's name.
Out of Kentucky.
Yeah, dude.
But still, barely beat Bowling Green. The week before that, you know, an all right win against Florida, 33-20.
Yeah, Florida's not very good.
And I think
that could happen. I think you could be right about that. I don't like Sam Pittman, the Arkansas head coach. I don't think he's a very good coach. And I think A&M they have a lot more talent than Arkansas does, and I like Mike Elko a lot. I think he's a very good coach. And I think this game is just going to be, at some point, Texas A&M is just going to out-talent them and out-coach them. So I like A&M in this game.
Yeah, I mean, my only problem is I don't see them performing consistently. Every time I watch A&M, that offense is just way, way too inconsistent.
That's fair.
I've seen that happen a
fair.
lot.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Boom, boom. Colorado at UCF.
Oh, dude, this is going to be an absolute trek, I think.
Yeah.
Because Colorado, they're going to throw the ball all over the yard. UCF, they can't stop anyone passing the ball. Like, their pass defense is really, really bad. And Colorado, they can't stop the run on defense. And UCF, with Gus Malzahn, is one of the best running teams in the country. Like, they run that shotgun triple type offense where you just run the ball. I think UCF is ultimately going to win this game because they're going to be able to establish the line of scrimmage over Colorado. But I think don't be surprised if this is an absolute shootout.
Yeah, that's what I expect from this as well. I mean, that's kind of the trademark for these two teams. So
I'm excited. I think that's a sneaky, fun game. I'm excited.
I think that'll
be
a fun game as well. I'm gonna go with Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, dude. UCF.
I want to believe in Coach Prime so bad it hurts.
That's
all right, that's true. I'm gonna keep moving to let's just go straight to this. Mississippi State at number 1 Texas. I mean, I gotta go with Texas in this one.
Yeah. This is
Quinn Ewers is back, right? I haven't seen. He's back, right? He just sat out that last game because it was freaking UTSA, right?
Arch Manning didn't play that well, but I think he's questionable. I think.
I know they don't have to report it, so it's going to be hard to find it.
Yeah, so I mean, this is Texas. This is their debut SEC game. This is their first ever SEC game.
Wow!
And I think Texas is going to roll. They've got so much more talent than Mississippi State does. Like this should be an absolute blowout.
And it needs to be a good game. Like they have to make a statement. This is their first SEC game. This is and right now they're the big dog. Everybody's looking at them. It's important for them to make a statement, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Ohio State at Michigan State, Spartan Stadium, East Lansing. Doesn't matter. Ohio State.
I mean, yeah, dude. So Ohio State, they've basically played nobody up to this point. They haven't really showed anything. Yeah, they haven't really showed anything. They haven't showed anything on offense. I think they might show some stuff on offense this week. It's just, I don't know. I mean, Ohio State, they're just going to out-talent Michigan State. Aiden Childs, Michigan State's quarterback, he makes some really good throws, like some NFL caliber throws. But at the same time, he also is very, very loose with the football. He makes just absolute dumbfounding mistakes sometimes.
Hell yeah.
And
that's why he's at Michigan State.
I honestly think there's a chance that Ohio State has more defensive touchdowns than Michigan State has total points. Like,
Oh yeah.
I
Hey, great teams are great for a reason, right?
yeah, dude, Ohio State, they are one of the best teams in the country for sure.
All right.
Um,
All right. Now we have a true
oh my god, dude.
all coast conference classic. Stanford at number 17, Clemson. Don't forget the
Clemson.
P in there. It's a nighttime game in Clemson Memorial Stadium. I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. Death Valley at night is amazing.
Oh, I know.
I know you know. I know you know the real one. It's right there in Clemson. Anyways, let's keep
Dude,
going.
LSU.
Fast.
It's LSU.
I gotta
LSU.
say that I mean, you know I'm gonna back the boys always, but I feel
I
like
know.
this is it. I mean, this is a game that we. Oh, I don't know, man. This is a good game for us. I feel Stanford's got to travel. You know, the 3,000-mile team or whatever the stat was. I think it was like 5,000 for Stanford. It was something crazy
Yeah.
for like total travel. So this team is lucky just to have the stamina to play a whole game. I think because dude, that's so much travel. But yeah, now I'm gonna go with Clemson, man. Cade Klubnik off of 2 straight solid weeks.
Yeah.
The boys gonna keep rolling.
I like Clemson at home, dude. I think Clemson is
Our team
I
to
don't
beat.
think there's really a whole lot of analysis that has to be done. Clemson, they should absolutely dominate this game.
All right, we got 18 Iowa State at Houston. I think this is another one where it's just kind of an outclassing. I think Iowa State is a very good team this year.
Yep.
For them. But
Yeah.
you know, they're ranked 18. Once again, just like I said with Louisville, being ranked in that kind of position is a positive, unexpected almost for them. Like, you know, they want to be ranked. Being ranked above 20 is kind of good for them. So but I think Iowa State it's a pretty solid team this year, and I think they'll definitely go to Houston and do it.
I like Iowa State in this game. Yeah. All right, dude. Are you ready for the 2 big games?
2 big games. The biggest. Of course, the big one at 7:30 on ABC in Bryant-Denny Stadium. He wanted his Denny Dogs. We got number 2 Georgia versus number 4 Alabama. The No Saban Classic. What do you think, man? Kirby Smart, can he finally climb the hill?
So I saw someone that I really respect. He's a really good college football analyst. I saw someone say that Alabama just always seems to have Georgia's number.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, no, I don't think that's true. I think it was Nick Saban that had Kirby Smart's number. And Nick Saban is no longer in this game. But I'm really torn on this one because I think Alabama, I think they've looked like a really good, team this year. I'm not, I have that game against Kentucky stuck in my head, 2 weeks ago when Kentucky should have beat Georgia.
Yeah.
They absolutely pissed that game away. They should have beat Georgia. And Alabama, I know they haven't really played anyone either, but they look like a better team right now. But the thing that's giving me cause, the thing that's making me pause about this is Georgia's coming off a bye week. And Kirby Smart has had 2 weeks to absolutely rip into his football team about how shitty they've been playing.
Yeah.
And,
and 2 weeks to prep for, whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
Kellen DeBauer can come up with to throw at him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I mean, these are 2 very evenly matched teams. Obviously, talent-wise, I think Kirby's the best defensive coach in the country. I think Kalen DeBoer is one of the best offensive minds in the country.
Yeah.
This is going to be an absolute banger of a game. I think Georgia goes in there and gets the win. I think Georgia wants to prove that they're the best team in the country. I will say this, though. whichever quarterback, whether it's Carson Beck or Jalen Milroe, whichever quarterback wins this game is going to become the front runner for the Heisman.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be up there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's some solid candidates for that this year, but yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, my whole argument this season in defense of Clemson is that, the only loss that we've had so far is to, arguably the best team in the country, Georgia.
Yeah, dude.
And, it's a very legit team.
Yes.
The environment that is going to be the environment that will be Bryant-Denny Stadium tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. when kickoff is happening is going to be an energy.
Huge.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Huge.
It's going to be the biggest energy, the greatest energy. We're going to harness it and we're going to build a wall. But will that energy be enough to help the Tide withstand the Dogs? I don't know, man. Because that defense, they look good, man. They look good. They look good.
Yeah.
I think, my heart's saying Georgia all day. I got to go with the Bulldogs in this one as well. But Alabama, man, if they can get an early shot, they have a chance. It's just they need to score big early. They need maybe a big play on defense, big touchdown, whatever it is. They need something to keep the energy high out the gate. And if they can do that, they definitely have a chance. But Georgia's one of the best teams for a reason.
Dude, isn't it crazy? Because you talked about Clemson, isn't it crazy how good Clemson looks when they don't have to play Georgia?
Dude, it really is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Ooh.
Last real big game. We got 19 Illinois versus number 9 Penn State. The other 7:30 game. Nighttime
in Happy
game.
Valley.
In Happy Valley. Is it a whiteout?
Yes.
I think it's a whiteout, right?
Is it a whiteout? I don't know if it's a whiteout.
All right. I remember seeing something that this was supposed to be the whiteout, one of the whiteout games.
I think it might be the
season.
white. I think you're right about that.
Because they pre-schedule them.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I remember a lot of people being upset, "Oh, you picked that game."
Exactly. That is literally the reason why I remember it, because I remember people being like, "Why is Illinois our whiteout game?"
Yeah, but I mean, Illinois, they're undefeated.
This year's legit, dude. Yeah, no, you needed it, actually, motherfuckers.
Yes,
you needed. Yeah, no, like you said, dude. Illinois is a legit team. Penn State, though, always a solid team.
Yes.
Coming off of a big win against Kent State as well. Can't forget that. Old Uncle Mo is a dirty, dirty, dirty bastard.
It's true.
But, Illinois, this is a team that's not out of it, dude. 2 top 10 wins. They played 4 games, 2 of them against ranked opponents, won both of them. They're coming into this game a number 19 ranked team that probably deserves to be a little bit higher than that, honestly.
Yeah. They lead the nation in ranked wins. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, no, you said that last week, and that's another big thing. Do you think they have the ability to beat Penn State in Happy Valley, though? Because that's
a real
that's
that
a real
is
task.
a legit. That's a legit test. You could argue this is going to be their toughest game that they play all year.
Oh yeah, nah. I mean, you want to talk about trademark wins, though? If Illinois can do this, that is a win that they will probably be able to, that they will be recruiting with. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, I really like Brett Bielema. I've always thought he's a really good coach. I talked about it. When he was at Wisconsin was humming.
Yeah.
They were winning consistently 10, 11 games a year and competing for the Big Ten every year. The thing, I think Illinois, Luke Altmaier, he's a veteran quarterback. They have 2 really good receivers, and they've kind of been more of an explosive offense than I think people thought. The thing is, though, Penn State also has an explosive offense, and that's new.
Yeah.
You know, they brought in their offensive coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki from Kansas. And Kansas, they've been really struggling this year, dude. And I think it's because they lost one of the best OCs in the country.
Yeah.
And Penn State, they have been explosive because they've been able to scheme up the run game with you know their two running backs, you know, and you know Drew Aller, he's been playing well. You know, they've been scheming up passes as well. So I think coaching, especially for the offensive side for Penn State, I think that's the difference in this ball game. But I would not be shocked if Illinois went in there and won. But I'm still gonna pick Penn State.
I'm gonna go with you, man. Penn State, Happy Valley, home game. It's gonna be a big one. All right,
Yes.
let's hit these last couple real quick. I mean, only ranked game. South Alabama at LSU. I think that's got to be an LSU. That's a tune-up game. And just for the fact that it's an ACC classic, Florida State SMU. Jesus Christ, I don't even want to. That's crazy. That's an ACC game. Florida State versus SMU is an ACC game. Anyways,
dude, it's the All Coast Conference, dude. It's the Gulf.
The
it's
Gulf
the Atlantic
included.
Coast, the Pacific Coast, and the Gulf Coast, dude. It's the All Coast Conference.
All right. Washington State at 25 Boise State in the blue turf. I think you got to go with Boise State. Washington State, very inconsistent team, just in general.
Boise State has one of the most underrated best players in the country in running back Ashton Jeanty. He had 6 touchdowns in one game, and you know they've just been riding him. And you know I think Boise State gets it done at home.
Arizona at number 10 Utah. Once again, Utah is one of the best teams on that coast, just in general. I got to go with Utah at home. Hard team to beat.
Utah's coming off a huge win at Oklahoma State, and you know this. I could see this being closer because of a hangover effect.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm not sure how good Arizona really is, but I still think Utah ultimately gets the win.
Yeah. Rice Eccles is going to be rocking.
Yes.
All right. Number 8, Oregon at UCLA. UCLA is not a great team. I'm going to go Oregon.
They've got too much talent. You know, just Oregon could potentially roll with UCLA. Like
for sure.
Yeah, I like Oregon. Woo!
They beat Hawaii. They beat Hawaii by 3 points. That's hilarious. All right. We're going to do some NFL games. We're kind of at the line here, so you'll have to tune in to the Not an NFL pre-show on Sunday morning to see our picks and predictions for the NFL games. Dr. Preston, any last things to wrap up Friday night options?
No, just shout out to that guy on Reddit today who thought he could argue with a football coach, with a DB coach about coverages and why I'm wrong about coverages. So shout out to that guy. That was a fun argument to have. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but it was still fun. So
spoiler alert. All right, buddy.
Dude.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a wonderful ride. Please keep liking, commenting, subscribing, coming back, enjoying the live streams, enjoying the videos. TTT, always going, always rolling. But for this one, we're going to wrap up, clean up, get out of here, folks. Peace.